for your skateboard project, and we are making this because I need to see what your design direction is for your project, and I also need to get you in the habit of presenting your ideas to a client so that they can give you feedback early on in a project before you've actually started with the official project, and then changes can be made so they understand where you're going with your ideas. So we're going to download the mood board. We're going to go into Photoshop, and what I've created is a file that has a set of boxes and no background. We're going to be building our mood board from the bottom up, and the first thing we're going to start with is the boxes. So I'm going to open those up. They are in the opposite direction of what they look like on the artboard. So the top box is going to be on the bottom of the group, and then we're going to move up to the fifth one. So here on the first one, I have it selected. I'm going to come over here to my rectangle tool, and I'm going to come over here to my swatches, and I'm going to click on the colors that I want. I have to then go back up to the fill and change the color. I'm going to do that again, clicking on the color, clicking on the fill, change, and it stores it into the recently used colors. So if the box is not changed, like what just happened, it will change the previous box. So let's make sure that we select the layer first, the color's been selected, and then go up to fill. And we're going to do the same thing with the next one. So select the rectangle, select the color, select the fill. All right, next we're going to think about our background. You can completely make a solid background with the rectangle tool. It is entirely up to you. Just keep in mind that the colors that you use for this background should work really well just with the color scheme that you already have chosen. I, on the other hand, decided to use a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and not in my group layer, add that picture to my artboard. So this picture has been placed outside of the group and is now separated, as you can see. So make sure you close that group before you bring in a photo. I'm going to be giving this a little bit of a white border. I don't want to take it all the way over, and I don't want to put it behind my boxes, so it's going to stay right there. The quality didn't change. It looks nice and crisp and clean, so it works. If you have a situation where your picture's been too small, then it could potentially blur out and you need to find a new picture. Then from here on out, I'm going to start to use my selection tool to remove the background away from my pictures. You could use a picture with a background if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you, but it does look nice when you have a variety of techniques. Some backgrounds have been removed, some backgrounds haven't. It looks a lot nicer. So let's go into the mermaid. So I'm going to double click on this. When you go into Photoshop 2025, the quick selection tool has now disappeared. And you can use these tools, but I'm really comfortable with my quick selection tool. So I'm going to click on these three dots down at the bottom, and it's going to ask me to edit the toolbar. I'm going to find the tool over here, and then I'm going to place it into my extra tools, and I can still use it. Once I have that tool selected, I'm going to tell the computer to select the subject, and I'm going to select a mask. Right now I have it on the selected areas, but when you first open this up, you're going to have it on masked areas. Go ahead and switch that. And also, I use overlay, but that doesn't mean you have to. You could actually use any of these that work best for you, as long as you can see the parts that need to be edited. So for instance, I need to remove all of this lighter pink area. There's also some sections that haven't been picked up. So with my third brush on minus, I'm going to come in here with a smaller brush, and I'm hitting the brackets to make sure that my brush is smaller. Okay, so right bracket makes it smaller, left bracket makes it bigger. Okay, and I would go through and make sure that I do that for all of these areas. This section does not need to be taken away, it needs to be added. And I could very easily come up here and grab the plus sign, but I'm going to hold my Option key down and just turn on the plus. And then as I go through, if I need to toggle between the plus and the minus, I can hold my Option key and it will change it. Okay, I would spend a lot more time on this and make sure that it's finished, but I don't want to spend that time during the video. So I'm going to go ahead and do New Layer with Layer Mask and click OK. The beautiful thing about this is that when I pick it up and I carry it over to my project, if I have still made a mistake, I have the layer mask that followed me. So I'm going to click on that right box and go over here to my brush. And if I want to take away, I use the black paint. If I want to bring it back, I use the white paint. And I'm ready to start organizing my images. I would then come in here and grab more and do some more selecting. I even did a little clip masking in the project. I put my octopus inside of the background so that it would crop off the edge and not go into my colors. I did some separate selections of the bubbles, made additional layers that allowed me to copy and paste the bubbles throughout so that my eye is kind of traveling through the artwork. So the mood board serves as a presentation purpose, but it's also a piece of art. It's supposed to show off your skills, your themes that you have going on, the colors you want to use, and the imagery. Once you're done with this, you're going to save it as a PSD to your downloads. And the reason you're saving it as a PSD is that you want to be able to go back and edit it at any time. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to export it as a ping. The ping is for two reasons. One, it's easy for me to find in Canvas because Canvas deals with pings better than PSDs. And also, your client might not have Photoshop, so sharing a PNG with them is very helpful. Okay, and then you're ready to turn it in.